Well, welcome to Noel's World of Whiskey, and I thought I'd finish off my Oban business, and that is the distillery samples I brought back. I did the special edition here, last review, and this time I'm going to cover the Distillers Edition, and I am also going to do a 14 up against it. So we're going to do the 14 in this sample, and then we'll follow up with the Distillers Edition. Just want to compare the two. And of course I do have the Little Bay, but I don't think I'm going to have time for it tonight. So we're going to leave that one for another time. And we're going to focus on Distillers Edition and the 14-year-old. Now, the 14-year-old has been their core. That's their core range. The 14-year-old goes back. I'll put the date down where they first released it, but it's a historic whiskey from Oban, 43%. It's had numerous awards. It has decent reviews. I've done the 14 previously, and the Distillers Edition, I think the last one I did, I'm trying to think, it was, oh by golly, it might have been it was bottled in 2015 or 2017 or something. We look at it's basically the 14-year-old, and it's been finished in a Maltia Fino sherry. Now that's one of the driest sherries from the Andalusia area of southern Spain, and it seems to go with the character of the Oban, the distillery character of the Oban whiskey. I did a review of it. You can look at my previous review, but I'm not going to get into that right now because we're going to do one right now and see, has it changed, and comparing the two, the 14 to the Distillers Edition. So I'm a little bit chilled. I've been on the motorcycle. I did a long jaunt today, so I just got off the bike, and I probably got helmet here or here. But so if I'm a little bit, it's probably because I'm trying to warm up, and I think this will warm me up here. So anyways, we're going to get into this. We're going to do a pour right now. So we'll start off with the Distillers Edition here, aged 15 years. I believe it's a 14 and finished in the Maltia Fino cask. Now, my understanding of those casks is that they're charred. They're pretty heavily charred, and then they fill them with the Fino wine 6 months. Then they drain it, and then they put the malt whiskey in there and let it age for that final year. So the 14-year-old, basically, this is what that was prior to the finishing of the Maltia Fino cask there. So let's pour it. See if we got them equal there. Probably do a little more in there. Pretty close, pretty close. Might as well finish it off there. Let's bring them up, take a peek at them, and let you look at them. Well, let's get into this. Oban 14, I'm going to start with that. And that came from this guy here. So this is their core range. It's a well-known whiskey. It's well-known all over the world. cured in, I believe it's oak cast hogsheads. And there's very light peat, my understanding, very light peat. Point whatever percentage, is what we were told at the distillery. So, anyways, we're going to give it the nose. And, I'm not smelling a lot of peat, but it is very fruity. Lots of peaches, apples, apricots. It's a fruit basket. Aromatic. Maybe a little of amphora pipe tobacco. And a slight bit of mint coming on. But the fruit really dominates. Maybe a very slight bit of smoke. A bit of the salty coastal air maybe is what I'm getting. Okay, I'm going to do both the nose and the palate, and then we'll move on to the Distillers Edition, okay? Slàinte Mhath, 14-year-old Oban. Fruity. Lots of, the nose basically transfers right into the palate. It's seamless. I'll go right with the apricots, the pears, peaches. Maybe even some slight tropical stuff going on there. Bananas. A little bit of pepper, white pepper. Maybe even some nutmeg. Maybe even some ginger. Okay. We're going to be cleaning our palate, and we're going to get right into the Distillers Edition. So I'll have my bottle here ready. Okay, now Distillers Edition. This has got that extra year, so we'll say 14 plus the finishing and the Montefiore casks. And as I mentioned, one of the drier sherries from the Andalusia area of southern Spain. Now I'm smelling the smoke. Very slight, but I'm getting it. And more orchard, but there's chocolate notes. Maybe even some coffee going on here. A little bit of maybe a Darjeeling tea. Some citrusy stuff going on. Oranges. And nectarines. Boy, we're getting there's some grape stuff going on. There's quite a mix of fruit going on here. It's kind of bouncing all over the place here. And now we're getting some of the spices. Getting some cinnamon. Okay, the palate. Distillers Edition. Montefiore finish. Slàinte Mhath. Boy, I am tasting a wee bit of that smoke now, which I didn't in the 14 for some reason, but this has got so much fruit going on. Something between grapes and nectarines and berries, but I did mention the peat, salty. There's a saltiness to it. Oh, the ocean influence. Coffee, more of a mocha. I'm going to say more of a mocha. Some cinnamon, the peppers coming on. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of the wood, I think, is what I'm getting. Dry. There's a dryness to it. It's almost like tobacco notes. I'm going to leave it at that. Now, I'm going to go right into the development and the finish here, and then I'll clean my palate and go back to the 14, okay? Development and the finish of the Distillers Edition Montefiano finish. Slàinte Mhath. Definitely now getting the peat. Not strong, but really well balanced with the fruit, the orchard. Getting some grape stuff going on, some spicy grape. The finish here is going to be medium long, and the spices are they're kind of lingering there, but they're not biting. It's just very well balanced, incredibly well balanced, but very pleasant dram. I like this. That is the Distillers Edition. Now we're going to clean our palate, and we're going to go back to the 14-year-old, and we'll do the development finish on the 14-year-old. The 14-year-old. And this is the development and the finish. Slàinte Mhath. Spicy. The orchard's still there. Still got, the peaches and the apricots. There's something floral about it, especially when I bring it up to my nose there. Citrusy. Maybe some orange lemon influence there. Some granola, kind of malty. Digestive cookies. It's similar finish. I think this has got a longer finish. The Distillers Edition. I just seem to have a longer finish to it. This has been a classic. This is a historic presentation. Now this has been around a while too, but this one here basically has the trademark Oban all over it. But what I'm finding is, and again maybe because I'm spoiled, I have a lot of whiskeys. I test a lot of whiskeys. You develop opinions. You develop a taste bud for a certain. When I started off, it was heavy peat stuff. I've wandered away from the heavy peat stuff. I'm more into sherry finishes, and I also like a good bourbon finish whiskey, So I like to taste the distillery character. But I think what it is that I have developed a palate, and I don't know if I can analyze it right now. I just have a certain taste that I like, and it is probably the Distillers Edition is what I'm leaning toward these days. That Montefiano finish, just, man, it rocks it, and it's so balanced. I was going to add water to these, a drop of water, just see what happens with a drop of water. But you sort of got a bit of a gist of where I'm going with this. So let's just give it a drop of water. Didn't get any there. There, that's it. That's what we're going to do. This was what I finished off on. I won't have to clean my palate if I start off with the 14. Slàinte Mhath. I'm going to go right to the palate. Actually, that drop of water seemed to smarten this up. And I am getting a wee bit of that smoke. Orchard fruit. Some tea notes. A real sweetness, a malty sweetness to it. I'm gonna stick with the digestive cookies. Maybe some arrowroot, a little bit of arrowroot. This is a pleasant drink. Don't get me wrong. I like the 14, but I guess we'll find out when I tried the Distillers Edition there with the Montefiore finish, how much different they really are. And the drop of water is something that's kind of nice to do, because sometimes it can give a whiskey a little boost if you don't drown it. Okay, Distillers Edition, drop of water, Slàinte Mhath. A little bit of peat, some saltiness to it, still dry. That has not been a super sweet drink. This is the sweet drink. The 14's the sweet drink, but it almost tastes like we have a PX sherry in here now, and I think that drop of water just kind of sweetened it up a little bit there. But it is it's a drier presentation than the 14. Still got the orchard going on, but with the grape, the spices. Overall, this is my drink. The Distillers Edition is so far my favorite, and I have had the 18, by the way. So, and I've had, of course, the special release there, and I believe if that was a rum finish. But I'm still going to say this kicks butt, the Distillers Edition. So, scoring. So some of you might prefer a non-finished whiskey, you know, something that identifies the distillery's character, like the 14 here, because this is a classic and it's been around a long time and it's won numerous awards. You take the 14 and you play around with it with these Montefiore casks, and you get something a little different. And that seems to be where I am these days. Now that's my opinion, that's the way my palate is. I am not criticizing the 14. This is basically the way I prefer it. I prefer this finished whiskey because I feel they've got a really balanced whiskey here that can give me more. It just has more to offer. There's more layers to it. So where do we put them? I'm going to stay in the 84-85 for the 14-year-old, and I'm going to be looking at probably 85-86 for the Distillers Edition. So, on that note, I'm going to ask you to drink wisely, drink intelligently, and do not drink and drive. And until the next time, Slàinte Mhath.